Yeah, okay. Hello everyone. And now I'm going to practice speaking and reading in English. And for day 75, I want to bring in the topic about it looked easy at first. Ryan, hey, hey Ryan, how's your project going? Honestly, yeah, it's harder than I expected. What happened? At first, I thought it would be simple. What did you think you had to build? Just a basic employee management system. That doesn't sound too complicated. Exactly. So, what went wrong? Nothing went wrong at first. Then, the more feature I added, the more complicated it became. What feature did you edit? Employee data, okay. Departments, makes sense. Training records, okay. Search, still manageable. Authentication, okay. Validation, expected. Soft deletes, relationship, there we go, exactly. What was the first thing that confused you? The database relationship. Why? Because I initially thought I only needed to create the tables, but I realized that I also needed to think about how the tables were connected. That's an important lesson. For example, for one employee belongs to one department, right? But one department can have many employees. That a one too many relationship. Yes, and training. An employee can have multiple training records. Exactly. The database looks simply when I draw it on paper. But when I started writing migration, I had more questions, such as where should the foreign key go? A good question. What happens if the related record is deleted? Important. Should I use cascade? Depends on the relationship. That's what I learned. What else surprised you? Validation, really? Yes. I thought validation was easy. Me too. Then what made it complicated? The requirements. Explain. It's easy to say validate the form, but then you start asking questions. Like what? Is this field required? Okay. What is the maximum length? Right? Can two employees have the same value? Good. What happens if the value doesn't exist? Exactly. Suddenly, validation isn't just one line anymore. That's what I like about programming. The complexity, not necessarily. Then what? The questions. What do you mean? Every feature creates more questions. That's true. And answering those questions forces you to, to think carefully. So programming isn't just writing instructions. Exactly. It's also making decision, a lot of decision. Sometimes I wish there were just one correct solution. There usually isn't. That's frustrating. It can be. How do you decide? I consider the requirements. Okay, then I consider simplicity. What else? Maintainability and performance. Yes. Security, definitely. There's a lot to think about. That's why experience matters. So experience isn't just knowing more syntax. Exactly, it's knowing that decision to consider. Yes, and knowing what question to ask. Now you're getting it. Another thing happened yesterday. What? I broke the application. Seriously? Yes. What did you change? I changed the database migration after you already had data. Yes, that can be dangerous. I learned that the hard way. What happened? The application starts returning database errors. How did you fix it? First, I checked the error message. Good. Then I checked the migration history. Good. Then I checked the database structure. And I realized my local database structure wasn't exactly what I thought it was. That's an important lesson. Yes. Did you panic? A little. That's normal. I almost started changing random code. Did you? No. Good. I remembered what we talked about. What did we talk about? Don't change things randomly when debugging. Exactly. So I slowed down and I found the actual problem. That's progress. Even thought I broke something, especially because you broke something. How is that progress? Because you learn how to recover. That's an interesting way to see it. You won't remember every mistake, but I remember the lesson. Exactly. I think that's something beginners don't realize. What? You can learn more from a difficult bug than from code that works perfectly. Absolutely. When everything works, I don't always ask why, but what something breaks. I have to investigate and investigate create understanding. Exactly. So will you still call your project simple? Definitely not. What will you call it now? A learning project. Why? Because every feature teach me something. That's a better description. I also realized something else. What? At first version of my project wasn't very good. That's normal. But I don't want to delete it. Why not? Because I can compare it with what I built now. That's useful. I can see how my things has changed exactly before I ask how do I make this work? And now I ask how should this work? That's a big difference. Before I focus on getting an answer and now I focus more on understanding the problem. That's how you grow. Um, do you still make mistakes every day? Seriously, of course. Even after years of programming, especially because I work on more complicated system now. So mistakes never disappear. No, we just become better at handling them. Exactly. That's actually encouraging. Good. I don't need to become someone who never makes mistakes. Correct. I need to become more who can understand and fix mistakes exactly and learn from them. That's the important part. I think I'm going back to my project now. What are you going to work on? The training relationship. Good luck. Thanks and remember what? If it looks easy at first, yes, you probably haven't discovered all the questions yet. Haha, that's programming. Yeah, one question at a time. Yeah, one question at a time. One bug at a time. Yeah, one bug at a time. One feature at a time. Of course, one feature at a time and one lesson at a time. Yeah, one lesson at a time. Alright, let's build and see you the next time.